Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Black Pack Homestead. Today on the Homestead we're making some traditional Chinese medicine here. What I have here is a kit that I'd ordered. I'm actually familiar with this product through teaching in the Shaolin Temple there, and I've always made this stuff, and we've run out for a while, and now we finally got some back. If you guys have pain and suffering and have tried everything, I assure you, you haven't tried everything. Because if you've used this stuff, you'd know it works, and it works very, very well.
For joint pain, bruising, like broken bones, busted blood vessels. I mean, it just any ache or pain that you would have throughout your body that you would call arthritis or whatever. This stuff will help.
It will definitely help.
It reduces swelling like you would not believe.
Yep. Thing is, it takes a long time to make a batch, guys. What I got here is a bunch of alcohol, and I'm going to apply it to my herbs here and make a liniment. It's not like a salve where you rub it on your hand and it stays on your hand. The alcohol evaporation will push it into your skin. The herbs and the contents of these herbs will be infused into this alcohol. And it just takes time, guys. Usually you can start using it at 4 weeks. The older your liniment gets, the stronger it gets. And these were sourced from a very reliable source. He's been good, really good. And it took me a few days to get it on over here, but it's on order and now it's here. So the rule is when you get your fresh herbs, make it as soon as you can. There are rules to this, guys. You got to be able to get a jar that is glass. It cannot be plastic. It will leach into your liniment, and it is something you do not want to do for sure. Or metal. It has to be glass. Once this is poured in here, rule 2 is you got to keep it in the dark. I mean, these guys in Asian countries, they would bury it in the earth, and every now and then one of them gets dug up, and it's worth big bucks, guys. The older this liniment is, the stronger it is, the better it is. And this has been scientifically proven over and over. A lot of it they don't quite understand because there's a lot of bioactive molecules in there that interact with your body, and they're not sure how it works just because there's a lot of them. And but yeah, modern medicine has seen some of these chemical compounds and they've pulled them out, and that's all good. But this is a total cover the base approach here to pain and suffering.
And you do not ingest this. This is only for external use. You do not ingest this.
Yeah, this is something, even though some of the herbs may be edible, you don't want to ingest this. There's a lot of things in here that you do not want to eat. And when was your first experience with it?
When you and I very first started dating, about 6 months before that, I'd had a central line, portacath placed, a lot like the one I have now. And it didn't work out so well, and I got a blood clot in my subclavian vein. I was on Coumadin and did all that, and by the time Chris and I started dating, I had finished my Coumadin, but my whole arm would still swell and had pain like right here, right where the subclavian vein goes under the the clavicle collarbone. And I talked about it, and my rings were too tight, and I couldn't wear my jewelry. And I've been telling Chris this. We've been dating, several weeks at this point. Sorry, guys. And he goes, "Well, here, I've got this stuff called Dit-Chow. Give it a try. I bet you it'll help." And I was like, "Oh, Chinese medicine. I had Chinese medicine once, and it didn't do nothing for me." Now, the acupuncture was very helpful, but their herbs was because I didn't take them the way they prescribed them because they tasted so bad, so it's my fault that they didn't work. Anyway, and I'm like, total tunnel vision Western medicine, no way this is going to help. But I've tried everything, I'll try this. So we rubbed it in up here where the pain started and worked our way down to my hand. And then we settled down to watch a movie, and we were probably 30-40 minutes into it, or no, less than that.
It was less than that. It was like 5-10 minutes.
It was like maybe we were like, okay, 10 minutes into the movie, and we're cuddling on the couch, and he goes, "Well, how's your arm feel?" I'm like, doesn't hurt. And then he goes, well, is the swelling gone down? I can take my rings off. Oh my gosh, this is a miracle. Oh, and I was sold. I mean, and that's one of the reasons, you know, he's the one that really directed me toward herbalism and taught me a lot about herbs. So, and this is one of the ways he did that for me.
And we make some good medicine here, guys. Everybody that's ever used the medicine I've concocted here, they've been very happy with it. In a matter of minutes, they know they can just feel the inflammation coming out of their hands.
But here we have two separate versions, though. This version over here.
This version here is a traditional Ditdajal, which is a hit and tumble wine. Back in the day, they didn't have alcohol. They had wine, you know, and that's the best they had. So they would apply the wine to these herbs and set them in a cool, dark area for long, extended periods of time, guys. Like I said, the older they get, the stronger this stuff gets, but it is magic. There's no doubt about it. It definitely works. On this side over here is an iron palm liniment. Tends to be a little more chunky, has a different effect because the ingredients are different. The one that Marella probably was actually using the first time around was probably closer to this. And it'll probably end up yellow by the time it's all said and done, my guess. This one here will end up probably being a dark, like almost maple syrup. It'll be like maple syrup. And this stuff is very aromatic. Very, very aromatic. I mean, it's got a lot of natural ingredients, a lot of camphor and stuff in it. When you open the container up, you'll smell it. It is definitely strong. All we got to do now is apply our alcohol to the jowl mixture and wait 4 weeks minimum, longer 4 years on some. Now, even though people are secretive about their recipes, you can still buy it and go online. Again, it's called Ditdajal, Ditdajow. A small bottle like this will run you about 40 bucks, maybe a little more. But it is wonderful stuff. This one here is the iron palm liniment on this one. And this one is a traditional Chinese Ditdajal. This stuff will speed up your healing immensely, guys. If you got a bruise and put it on there, your bruise will disappear. I know a guy that had a bruise that was on his leg for weeks, and he put this stuff on there and it was gone next day. So, well worth the money. It's expensive, but it's well worth the money. If you want to help your body heal itself, if you're busted up, it's the way to go. No doubt about it.
Can you use any alcohol, or is it specific, and how much?
You want to use a 40%, 80%, 40% mixture, the 40%. You don't want like a Bacardi. You want to have one that has less alcohol in it, because the water will extract certain elements of the herbal mixture, and alcohol will extract certain herbal compounds out of here. If you're watching this, we may do a giveaway in about 4 months. All you got to do is subscribe and leave a comment down below why you want to try this magic liniment. And I assure you, it is magic liniment, guys. Nothing.
It's going to take 4 months, and that's just a baby one. They let this stuff sit for years, and the longer it sits, the better it gets. So 4 months is a good place to start, and that's why in 4 months we will do a giveaway of a little bit of it.
Yep, and you guys remember the rules. You got to comment in this video.
Yes.
And tell us why you want it. And there's a chance you could end up with a bottle of it, and you won't be disappointed.
Nope.
If you're not familiar with Chinese medicine, it'll blow your mind.
It did mine, for sure.
Yeah. So, I know there's a lot of concoctions out there, certain people making them. Some are better than others. This guy here is pretty reliable, and his stuff is pretty good. So, let's do it. Let's pour the stuff in here.
How much alcohol?
For each kit that I have here, I'm going to apply a gallon of alcohol to it. 1 gallon for the Ditdajal and 1 gallon for the iron palm. Other than the mixture is really guarded in Shaolin temples and whatnot, you can buy it all through the world. You can buy it online. The commercial stuff is never as good as buying a kit and doing it yourself, guys. I'm telling you, these guys, all depending on what you buy and what kit you get, there's different effects that you can get out of each ingredient here in this mixture. I know when I broke my hand, guys, this was the only thing that would get the swelling out of my hand. And I've given people amounts of it that have been injured. I had one gentleman that stick his hand in the snow when he was sledding, and he ended up just really jamming his fingers up. I gave him a sample of it. He came out of that bathroom after a few minutes. He's like, "What in the world did you just give me?" It felt like all the arthritis, he could feel it just leaving his hand. The arthritis is terrible. If you got arthritis, guys, over and over again, it's been proven scientifically to help that out. The closest thing that you guys may have ever used is maybe arnica. An arnica product. This is, in my opinion, a superior product to that. It is slightly toxic. You don't want to use it every day unless you have a ditta jowl. That is a training jowl that you apply every day in case you're sore. This one here is more geared toward probably trauma. If you're dinged up, yes, if you're dinged up, both of these would probably do it, but the iron palm is good for the arthritis and whatnot. These Shaolin monks ain't no joke, guys. They go in there and beat concrete and sand and metal shavings, and they can accomplish some amazing feats.
Even though, you know, they keep their recipes secret, we can tell you some of the ingredients that are in a typical ditta jowl, because we have sourced our own herbs locally, which took us forever, and we ran all over the world.
It's just better to buy a kit, guys. If somebody that knows what they're doing.
Simpler.
Yeah, go to an herbalist that knows what he's doing.
It has beetle palm in it. Dragon's blood, frankincense, myrrh. What's some more?
Safflower petals, peony root. There's a lot of different stuff they move in there.
I mean, it's things you've heard of. You know, if you are into treating yourself naturally with herbs, it's things you've heard of. Especially in probably more Chinese medicine than because they tend to use some wild stuff. But you know, I just want to tell you, you know, we do know some of the components of the basic jowl. It's not like we're just doing this willy-nilly and we don't know what the heck any of these herbs are.
But there is 1,000 different ways to make the stuff, and a lot of lineages in China actually have their own mixtures, and yeah, they're very secretive about it, guys. So don't go around asking them kung fu masters how to make some good jowl, because you probably won't end up with that solution there.
No.
Go to an herbalist, somebody who knows what they're doing. There's Americanized versions of it that you can make. Involves a lot of like dandelions and comfrey and certain things like that. Cattail pollen is one of them. There's a lot of herbs that you can make an Americanized version, which you'll probably have better luck if you want to try it, go ahead and try it. Yeah.
I don't regret it. It was one of the best things I've ever had to use. Like, since we've been out of it, and you know, I have a lot of arthritis in my wrists, and I've been going through Tiger Balm like crazy, because that is the only thing to me that even comes close to this, and Tiger Balm doesn't do it only does a quarter.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
This does.
It doesn't do it justice, guys.
No, it's like they just need to add a few more herbs into that salve, and then they'd have some.
Yeah.
But you know, I've wondered if you could actually turn it into a salve. You know, evaporate the alcohol out of it and mix it with coconut oil, beeswax, and stuff. But I don't know. We'll think about that.
It's gonna be a chunkier one because
Well, it's got all the woods in it.
Yeah. All right, snakeskin, you're going in there.
Yeah.
As far as I know, no squirrel dung and pit viper were used in the filming.
In the making of
this jowl.
Of this traditional Chinese medicine liniment. There's what looks like snake skin, but it's some kind of bark. I shouldn't have touched that. Oh, well.
Probably not.
Oh, I'll have to remember to wash my hands.
Alright guys, we're going to take our alcohol and we're going to apply it to our herbs here in this jar, and we're going to let time do its thing and extract all the goodness out of those herbs there. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I bought the good cheap vodka for this one.
One down.
One down. This is a 3-gallon container. I actually considered buying a couple sets and just do a big batch of it. But if I like one better than the other, we'll try up another set. You can buy a bunch of different sets for these guys. Like I said, everybody's got their own secret ingredients, and this gentleman's always done me right, so yeah. Alright, now that we got our alcohol in there, you'll see right now this one looks awfully red. But as it ages, it'll get dark, guys. I mean, it'll get dark and it'll look like maple syrup. This is one that I'm more familiar with.
The Dittagel.
This is more of a traditional Dittagel. The iron palm liniment here will probably be more yellow. Every one that I've seen has been very yellow, but you never know. It all depends on what herbs were used in the making of this iron palm liniment. But I'm psyched. I mean, I just can't wait to use them. Minimum of 4 weeks. So it'll take you a month before you can.
Thought it was.
It'll take you at least 4 weeks to start being able to use this. Most gels that you buy are between 1-year gels and 4-year gels. The 4-year gels tend to be better. But for commercial stuff, you really can't. You got to make your own. It's not near as good if you don't. But this guy here, this stuff, it's magic. It's got to be. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Black Pack Homestead, making traditional Chinese liniment. Like I said, this Dittagel is magic stuff. If you have pain and you have arthritis, it's definitely give it a try. It is not something to be taken lightly. Very powerful stuff, all depending on who you get it from. Generally, you'll get it best from martial artists. Martial artists tend to have the best stuff, but you can get it through acupuncturists. I think majority of it's probably made with redwoods. Yeah, it's magic. Give it a try. God bless, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, the Black Pack Homestead. We'll keep you updated on this gel. Make sure to comment. You can win some gel.